Hello, this is Teal Furstow, the designer of Corporate America, and in this video I want to go into detail about how the game plays. At this point we're all set up. If you haven't had a chance to watch the setup video yet, I encourage you to do that now. The game starts in the Wall Street phase. In this phase, players will get a chance to start businesses. To start off, each player draws 2 business cards. I'm going to put my new cards down here by my old business cards. Note that all players can play these actions at the same time to speed up gameplay. After drawing 2 cards, each player has to discard a card. They can discard one they just drew, or one that they already had in their hand. At this point, I'm going to discard the liberal media. I'm not going to be needing that. After discarding a card, players get a chance to start businesses. Normally, you start one business, but on the first turn, to jumpstart the game, you'll start more than one business. If you're playing with 3 or 4 players, you'll start 4 businesses. If you're playing with 5 or 6 players, you'll start 3 businesses. I'm going to pretend I'm playing with 5 players, so I'm going to start 3 businesses. I'm going to start Twimper, Deranged Fantasy Games, and Porn Emporium. When you start a business, you have to pay its cost, which is this red number in the top right corner. Porn Emporium costs 4, Deranged Fantasy Games costs 10, and Twimper costs 6. That means I have to pay a total of $20. Normally I would hide my money, but for the purposes of this video I'm going to reveal it. Here's $10, and here's another $10 for a total of $20. Once everybody's started businesses, it's time to move to the Main Street phase, where players get a chance to make money. Starting with the president and going around the table, players will play consumption cards, filling up the spots in the center of the board until 8 cards have been played. When it's your turn, the first thing that you're going to do is flip over the top card. At this point, you get a chance to decide whether you want to play that card or buy a new card. This card is a Consume Technology card. You'll notice that I have 2 technology businesses, Twimper and Deranged Fantasy Games. That means it's very likely that I'll want to play this technology card, because I'll make a lot of money. If I play the card, I just put it in a spot in the center of the board. Now, players make money for each of their technology businesses. Twimper makes $4, and Deranged Fantasy Games also makes $4. But because I have more than one technology business, I also get a synergy bonus. That's described on this table. Since I have 2 technology businesses, I get an extra $2. As you can see, if you have more businesses in the same industry, you get a lot more money. In this case, I get $2 plus $4 plus $4 is a total of $10. So I'll take $10. Note that everybody who has technology businesses makes money when I play a technology card. Normally, the next player would get a chance to play a consumption card, but since I'm playing by myself, I'm just going to take the next card. Again, I reveal the top one for free. This time I get a Consume Finance card. I don't like that one as much because I don't have any finance businesses. I could play it, in which case I wouldn't make any money, but anybody else who had finance businesses would make money. Or I can choose to pay to see a new card. As you can see, I already revealed my first card for free, so I have to pay $4 to see another one. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here's $4, and I'm going to put it in the bank. This allows me to flip another card. Uh-oh, a protest. If you flip a protest, you're just going to put it on top of the board. We'll come back to that later. You then flip another one for free to replace it. In this case, I got home. Now, you'll notice that I have no home businesses either. That means neither of these cards is very appealing. However, I'm eventually going to have to play one consumption card. If other players have home or finance businesses, they'll probably try to bribe me to choose one of these. Since there's no other players here to bribe me, I'm not inclined to choose either one of them. Instead, I'm going to buy another consumption card. This one costs $6. So I'll take $6, I'll give it to the bank, and I'll reveal the next consumption card. Sin. That's more my style. You'll notice that both Porn Emporium and Deranged Fantasy Games have Sin, so I'll make a lot of money from Sin. I'm going to go ahead and play Sin, which means that I'll discard these other ones that were revealed. I'll take my money and it'll be the next player's turn to choose a card. Normally we'd go through and play a total of 8 cards, filling the board with them. I'm just going to pretend that we've already done that. At this point, all of the cards on the board get discarded because we're going to move to the campaign trail phase. Keep in mind that protests stay there. In the campaign trail phase, players get a chance to decide who's going to be the next president. To start, players will reveal the top 6 pieces of legislation, putting them in these red spaces on the board. At this point, players get a chance to campaign, saying what they would do if they became president. Once a new president is elected, 2 secret pieces of legislation will be revealed in these yellow spaces, and then the president gets to choose 3 pieces of legislation to pass. For now, though, we don't know what these cards are going to be, so we can only campaign based on the 6 that have been revealed. These are called election issues. One thing to notice is that protests are going to hamper what the president can choose. This is an anti-corporate protest, which means that at least one anti-corporate piece of legislation is going to have to be passed. I don't like net neutrality because it hurts technology businesses. I don't mind speculator tax because I don't have any finance businesses, so part of my platform is going to be passing the speculator tax, since at least one anti-corporate law will have to be passed. I also don't like sin tax, so I'm not going to pass that. However, I do like Pell Grants because it helps technology businesses. Say I have a friend that has a lot of home businesses. I'm also going to say that I'll pass Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac because that might get their support. So my platform is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, Pell Grants, and speculator tax. Once everybody's had a chance to say their platform, it's time to determine the next president. In corporate America, the next president is determined based on who can raise the most money in a series of bid rounds. Everybody's given their campaign, so we'll move to the first bid round. Starting with the president and going clockwise, everybody gets a chance to bid on whoever they want to be president. You can take however much money you want and put it face down in front of the person you want to be president. Everybody gets a chance to bid. If you don't want to bid, you don't have to, but then you're out for the rest of the election. Once everybody's bid in this round, we'll move to the next one. This gives players a chance to test the waters before they go deep. Everybody's bid, so we'll move to the third round. Now I'm ready to really commit to my campaign. Alright, everybody's had a chance to bid, so we move to the Capitol Hill phase. The first thing we do here is reveal the money that was pledged. Keep in mind that all money pledged to all candidates, whether they win or lose, is thrown away after this. I got $14, which is a lot more than the 0 everybody else got. That means that I won the presidency. I'm going to discard the money now because all money gets thrown away. However, it was well worth it because now I'm president. What does that mean? Well, first off, I get to wear this stylish presidential hat. Next, I get one of these nifty executive privilege cards. This gives me some sort of secret special power that I can use once during the game. I can use it while I'm president or after I'm no longer president. If I keep it until the end of the game, it's worth an extra $5. After getting my card, it's time to reveal the last 2 pieces of legislation. Now I get a chance to pass 3 pieces of legislation. Keep in mind that I don't have to keep my campaign promises. In fact, these new pieces of legislation are very appealing to me. Crackdown lets me satisfy any protest. I'm going to use this on the occupiers so I don't have to do what they want. I'll crack down on these guys, And now I don't have to pass either of these anti-corporate laws because there's no more protesters. I still do like Pell Grants though, so I'm going to pass this law. Notice that Pell Grants has a law icon. That means that after it's passed, it stays in play. I'm going to put it down here by the bid rounds to remind everybody that technology businesses get extra money now. Finally, I'm going to disregard my campaign promise to pass Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac because I like Bailout more. Bailout lets me distribute $15 however I want among any number of players. I could give it to my supporters, but I think I'll just take $15 for myself. I'm not going to win any friends this way, but who needs friends when you have this much money? I've now passed my 3 pieces of legislation, so I can discard all the rest of the laws on the board. Now, we'll move the Washington Monument token back to the Wall Street phase. It's time to start a new turn. Keep in mind that after the first turn, players only start one business in the Wall Street phase. Play continues around the board. Each turn, an executive privilege card will be removed. Once there are no more executive privilege cards, players will do one more Wall Street phase and one more Main Street phase, and then the game is over. Players will reveal how much money they have to all other players. Don't forget that unused executive privilege cards are worth an extra $5. In this case, I have a total of $21, which is way more than the 0 everybody else has, so I win the game. Yay! That's basically all you need to know about how to play corporate America. I hope you'll enjoy the game very soon.